Now, a missing woman found dead in D.C.
And it's so sad to know that life ain't no more to you than throwing it in a dumpster.
The disturbing details surrounding her disappearance.
Calm conditions and decently warm temperatures stick with us heading into Wednesday. We'll let you know if it can stay warm through the rest of the week.
And the Supreme Court weighing parents' objections on LGBTQ plus content.
By mandating these books, the board has taken away our right to opt our children out of content.
Diversity is our strength. The latest from the nation's highest court.
Big changes are on the way for student loan borrowers. The impact you'll now face for not paying up.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
And thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 4. I'm Mark Hall.
And I'm Tosin Fakile. Right now, police are searching for suspects after a missing DC woman was found dead.
Her body found in a dumpster near the intersection of Maryland Avenue, Benning Road, and 15th Street. We find DC News Now's Randy Bash joining us live near the Hechinger Mall, where she was found with the latest details and reaction from her neighbors. Randy.
Yes, D.C. police say they were flagged down to this set of dumpsters here at the Hechinger Mall shopping center Saturday morning. And the disturbing discovery they made inside, it left neighbors shaken and rattled. D.C. police say Donnella Bryan was reported missing Thursday, last seen around noon, along the 300 block of N Street Northeast in Noma. Police reports say the 62-year-old lived on that block at the Press House Apartments. She was last seen wearing leggings, a jean jacket, and Nike sneakers. Less than 48 hours later, and about a mile away, police were flagged down near the intersection of Maryland, Benning, and 15th Street Northeast, where Bryan's remains were located in a plastic bin inside a dumpster. Her death ruled a homicide by blunt force trauma and asphyxiation. Police tell us they're confident this homicide is not a random act, and detectives are following up on leads, but police would not elaborate on what those leads are. Her Northeast D.C. neighbors shocked to hear about what happened to her.
Scary. I'm not home much. I didn't know her like.
You know, for anybody to be treated that way is unheard of. We have to stick together, and it's so sad to know that life ain't no more to you than throwing it in a dumpster. I feel so bad for the family.
Yes, security crews here in the area tell us they have stepped up patrols in the days following that disturbing discovery. D.C. police, though, they are asking for information in this case. Anybody with any information at all is urged to get in touch with detectives. They're offering a $25,000 reward for information that leads to an arrest and conviction in the case. In Northeast D.C., I'm Randy Bass, D.C. News Now.
All right, Randy, thank you. Let's talk weather now. Pretty nice day in the neighborhood. Let's head over to meteorologist Damon Madsen with the first look at our forecast.
Damon, it's feeling a touch like summer out there.
Okay. I think we can deal with a touch, right?
Yeah.
We don't want those more extreme temps just yet. Yeah, folks, we've reached a level of warm that is relatively comfortable and welcome for many of us out there. Yeah, we had a good amount of sunshine earlier today, and that made the difference. Look at these temperatures, 80 on the dot in the district. We have more of those 80s generally across the southern half of the DMV in Virginia, southern Maryland. As you drift north, a little bit cooler in the low 70s up toward Hagerstown, Cumberland there. But hey, lower 70s feels pretty amazing at the end of the day as well. Now, part of the reason we have this temperature spread, there's been some clouds still in the mix after a fairly sunny morning here. Those clouds are a little more prevalent back off into western Maryland and West Virginia. We do have that cloud cover, though, to the south and east, closer to D.C. as well, but it's been a little bit less common. Now, these clouds, they will stick with us, but that's really the only thing we are going to see heading into the overnight hours. It is going to stay relatively quiet, and those temperatures, while they do start to cool back down a little bit, they stay relatively warm. We're still in the 70s by 7 to 8 o'clock, so if you haven't yet, or if you already have and want to get back out again, go enjoy this beautiful weather, folks. Now, can we keep this rolling as we head through the middle of the week? We'll have a full check of that forecast coming up here in just a bit.
All right, Damon, thank you. Tributes continue to pour in after the death of Pope Francis. The Pope died Monday at the age of 88 from a stroke and heart failure. Taking a live look at the Vatican, Pope Francis's funeral will take place there on Saturday. The Vatican announced today the Pope's body laid in rest at Casa Santa Marta. And it's not just Catholics mourning the loss. Now, Jewish and Islamic organizations are paying their respects to the Pope as a champion for interfaith dialogue. DC News Now's Liberty Simmons is live at the Basilica of the National Shrine of the Immaculate Conception in Northeast DC with how they are remembering the pontiff.
Well, Mark, Pope Francis is being remembered as a religious leader dedicated to bringing people of different faiths together. And we spoke with the local Jewish and Islamic communities here in the DMV about how they are remembering his legacy.
Quelle di Israele e Palestina.
During his final Easter address the day before he passed, Pope Francis called for a release of the hostages and an immediate ceasefire in Gaza, urging for a path to peace.
Something that Pope Francis had been saying for a while. He was a tremendous advocate of interfaith dialogue, interreligious dialogue.
The passing of the Holy Father has sent shockwaves throughout the Catholic, Jewish, and Islamic communities.
I was deeply saddened to hear the news about the passing of Pope Francis, especially as we were reflecting on Easter Sunday.
The Council on American Islamic Relations praised the Pope for his condemnation of war crimes around the world, including in Gaza.
He embodied the universal values of compassion and leadership, and he was not afraid to stand up and say what should be said by opposing war crimes.
The Jewish Community Relations Council of Greater Washington also praised the Holy Father for expanding Catholic-Jewish relations and for condemning rising anti-Semitism.
I've personally been in some ways a benefactor of that in being able and being blessed to work with so many young Catholic leaders who truly believe the Pope's message of working together across divides, across religious divides.
And you can see here where parishioners have left behind flowers here in honor of the Holy Father. Now, the Basilica says that it is working and planning on holding a special Mass this weekend in his honor. For now, live here in Northeast DC, Liberty Simmons, DC News Now.
All right, Liberty, thank you. We know the Pope touched many lives, and Pope Francis had a major impact on so many marginalized communities, including an LGBTQ Catholic ministry in Prince George's County. Staff with New Ways Ministry in Mount Rainier had private meetings with Pope Francis twice to discuss LGBTQ issues after decades of what he says were silence, fear, anger, and judgment. Executive Director Francis DiBernardo saw hope in the Pope. In July 2013, Pope Francis famously said, "If someone is gay and seeks the Lord with goodwill, who am I to judge?" 10 years later, the Pope formally approved letting Catholic priests bless same-sex couples.
You could see he really was a man who wanted to learn. He was open, he was listening, he was reacting, he was engaging. Pope Francis will be remembered as a smiling Pope who really loved to be with people.
DiBernardo says even if a new, more conservative Pope is selected, he believes Pope Francis changed hearts for the better. And we will have continuing coverage on Pope Francis' death on air and online at dcnewsnow.com.
Well, it's now up to the nation's highest court to decide if parents in Montgomery County schools can opt their children out of some classes.
And the issue centers around books on LGBTQ themes in its elementary school curriculum. Both sides gathered at the U.S. Supreme Court today. And that's where we find DC News Now's Dave Laval. Dave, do we have any knowledge of what the judges are thinking?
Well, good afternoon to you, Tosin and Mark. What we can tell you, according to our media partners at The Hill, justices appear to have sided with the parents regarding the opt-out option. This after roughly 2.5 hours of testimony from both sides earlier today. The Montgomery County Public School District eliminated the opt-out option for parents 2 years ago. They had objected to courses that used materials based on religious beliefs. 300 parents have sued the district to have the option restored, but 2 lower federal courts upheld the school district's decision. Parents took their case to the U.S. Supreme Court this morning as supporters on both sides gathered outside the courthouse.
By mandating these books, the board has taken away our right to opt our children out of content that directly contradicts our religious beliefs.
Diversity is our strength. There are so many individuals within our school system who feel othered, who feel like they don't belong, and we're here to ensure that every single individual feels affirmed and uplifted.
The justices are expected to release their ruling by the end of their term at the end of June. We're live at the U.S. Supreme Court. Dave Laval, DC News Now.